It's a PizzaFellas podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass. Light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the PizzaFellas.
Hey, what's up, guys? Episode 34, right? Episode 34 that we're on here, PizzaFellas Podcast. Remember, go on Spotify, YouTube, subscribe, follow us, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow our reels, guys. A lot of good reels going out right now. A lot of episodes coming out. Got great content going on. Also on all our Instagram and Facebook followers, Twitter. We're on all those platforms. Go ahead, enjoy, comment, get involved. This show is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Hard Teas. Guys, I'm drinking these like crazy. It's 70 degrees out, Sunday afternoon. Great time on a barbecue, in the pool, anywhere you're at. This thing's going to be a staple for the PizzaFellas podcast as we go on here.
And you guys were lucky because we did a toss-up and we were all going to wear our thongs on the show, but, you know, it came up heads instead of tails. So next show, maybe.
I missed out on that.
Yeah.
So cheers to Jack Daniel's. Thank you for the sponsorship. We appreciate it. We got a long relationship that we're going to grow, and we're happy and we're excited about it. Also, let's go into our sponsors.
So, Jeff Adams, Remax Realty, 610-972-5323. That's Jeff Adams, New Jersey, he covers. Pennsylvania, you want to buy a house, you want to sell a house, get with Jeff. He'll sell it and buy it for you. He's got a lot of money, that guy. Enter.net. Unfortunately, Juice is not here. He's in New Jersey with his son, but marketing, social media, website design right here in the Lehigh Valley and nationwide. Franco's Pizza, Rosie and Felipe Belia, thank you. Wilkes-Barre, like I always say, across the street from the federal courthouse, so before they lock you up, eat a good meal, and then do 25 years. Lehigh Valley Pizza Shops, my good friend Oliver Nasty, a.k.a. The Donkey, he is not here. I don't know where the fuck he is. I think he's in Princeton. I don't know where he is, but he's not here. Thank God he's not here. TNY Construction, Tony Nasser, no job too big,
No job too small.
So all your construction needs, you want to put up a fence, you want to build a house, Tony's your man. Master Supply, Barb and Kevin Master, right here in Emmaus. Restaurant supplies as far as disposables and all that good stuff, right?
Hey, good thoughts for Dave Sweeney, though.
We were just on the phone.
His foot's hurting him right now, so Dave couldn't be here this week.
Suck it the fuck up and get over here.
Listen, prayers and let's have good thoughts for Dave.
We'll hear about it Tuesday.
Yeah. You're right. Banco Beverage, thank you for the sponsorship. Joe Marino, Jim Glassick, and Tony Gallo. Thank you again. So we got Calypso here. Joe's Teas here. Zoa with The Rock, with the Hulk. They're friends again. So we put them together. Pabst Beer, Jack Daniels, our good sponsors. And another sponsor that we just picked up, Uni Ovens. So if you're looking for an oven at home and you want to open a pizzeria maybe with about 25 of them, give them a call. They got you.
And do we have a code with them, correct?
No,
Not yet.
I will have a code on Monday.
We will have a code on the next episode to give you guys.
So we cover a lot of people. We do food trucks, we do breweries, do pizzas, Lehigh Valley and New Jersey and New York and this and that. But I told Joe, why you're smoking now?
No, give me passing it over.
Oh,
I'm passing.
Pass, puff.
He's gonna get used to the cigar smoke now with the joint.
So we cover a large basis of our people that watch us and all that good stuff, but we never really got into NEPA, which is the Scranton, that Wilkes-Barre area, that Old Forge really area. And we brought two gentlemen here. Also, we have in our stands today.
We have the honor to have
Mr. Pietro Recchia and Angelo Recchia.
Pietro, legend in the business right here, in the house.
Episode, what was it, 8?
You can't even explain.
Was it 8?
8 or 7, maybe not. Right around there.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go back, they were on a previous episode. They're here today, but that was a great episode.
So they came down with Russell Rinaldi, which owns Cafe Rinaldi.
Hold on, time out. The Rekias are here, but how about Vitangelo overseas?
Oh, yes.
All right, let's shout out to Vitangelo.
What place did he come in, Ange?
Didn't he received an award, no? It's an award.
Listen,
it's an award, baby.
He was invited out there, right?
He was invited, and he was performing.
Prestigious.
That's an honor. I didn't get invited. You didn't get invited. Like, your brother got invited. Like, we love him. You know,
Yeah.
great
Congrats to
man.
him.
Great guy.
He's prospering for the industry, you know, to
100%.
another level.
So we have Russell Rinaldi here from Cafe Rinaldi in Old Forge, which is the pizza capital of the world.
Yeah.
And we have Brian DiMattia. I'm saying it right, isn't it? The pizza capital of the world, right?
You get that?
In certain eyes, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not.
I understand.
I think it's the pizza capital of the world.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to. You
You got a
consider
pizza
it.
in every 5 feet. There's a pizzeria, right?
It's amazing.
And we
it's
have
amazing the amount of pizza shops in that town.
and we have Brian
That's
DiMattia from Food Fight Podcast and DiMattia's Food Fight Facebook page.
Yes.
There we
Yes.
go. Got them both now. All right. Amen to that.
Good plugs.
So we just had Russell's Pizza, which is that Old Forge style. And if you guys don't know what the Old Forge style is, it's
Slamming.
Russell, you explain it first. Let's see what we ate here. Let's see where you started from, how you got here, and all that good stuff. Besides driving here, how did you get into the business? Born in the business, coincidentally. God bless the dead. Your father Robert Rinaldi. He wrote a book. I'm going to read this in a couple days. I want to see what this is all about. And it's Wise Guys Love to Cook: Stories and Recipes from my time with the mob. Interesting.
Nice.
That's that
very
whole
interesting.
Buffalo.
Buffalino.
Buffalino.
So, all right. Let us know.
I'm actually named after him. Actually, he was good friends with both my parents.
Was he?
Yeah, and my name. I mean, I know we want to talk about the restaurant stuff, but my name, how my name came about, my parents argued about it in the labor room. Actually,
Come on.
swear to God. You want me to tell it real quick?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
yeah.
Oh no, these stories. Listen,
Okay,
we're talking
listen.
about food, but if you're gonna bring in the Buffalino stories and stuff,
Let's do it.
Let's fucking go, baby.
It's gonna end. This story ends with him. So here's the thing. My mom's pregnant, 1976. Rocky Balboa comes out November 1976. Instantly, my father's like,
Rocky.
we're naming him Rocky or Rocco. That's going to be his name. My mother said, absolutely not. This is my last baby boy. Now, I come from a family of 4. My sister's the oldest, then my brother Robert Jr., my brother Ricky, and myself. My mother says, absolutely not. He's not going to be a Rocco. Roccos are tough. Roccos are rugged. She goes, we're naming him Randy.
Randy.
To everybody out there named Randy, you have to understand my father. Don't take any offense to this. My father goes, absolutely not. This boy is never going to be a Randy. My mother said, why not? Well, if you don't want him to be tough and rugged like a Rocco, he's going to at least be tough. He's going to be able to handle himself, defend himself. Not naming him Randy. She said, well, what do you want to name him? She said, how about Ryan? He said, well, Ryan's a pretty okay name. He said, but nah, Ryan's still not strong enough. She said, well, we're not naming him Rocco. He said, come on. He said, the movie came out. We love the movie. We're naming him Rocco. She said, we're not. She said, let's name him Russell. My father instantly said, Russell's a perfect name, she said. She said, we're good friends with Russell Buffalino. They spent time at his house. He spent time at our house back in the day before I was born, back in the 60s, early 70s.
Right.
My father said, perfect name. The moment my mom says it, now I'm born already. They have to give me a name. They're arguing about this while I'm born. That's how my name becomes Russell.
Russell.
Yeah, my father settled on it because of Russell Buffalino.
Wow.
They both knew him very well. They both agreed to the name. So my mom was okay with it. My father was okay with it. My whole life, I grew up and when I was younger, I was like, I wish I was named Rocco. I said, Rocco would have been a good name for me. My whole life, my mother says to me, you're not a Rocco. She said, you're not. She said, you're just not a Rocco. I said, Ma, why did you name me Rocco? Why didn't you name me Rocco? Well, my ex-wife, my wife, but now ex-wife at the time, gets pregnant in 2007. She said, you want to name our son Rocco, don't you? I said, absolutely. I said, I want to be named Rocco my whole life. I said, I want to name him Rocco. She said, okay, we'll name him Rocco. My wife at the time was a lot easier
Than your mother.
in agreement than my mother, my father. So anyways, about a month before my son's born, in July of 2008, I said, you know what? I said, we're going to name him Russell, I said.
You changed.
I changed. I said, we're going to name him Russell, I said. I want him to be named after me.
Yeah.
I said, I want to keep my father's and my mother's wish, respect them for naming me that. I said, and I want him to be a junior. I said, I'm going to name him Russell Jr.
Yeah, we always flip-flop Salvatore, Joseph. Salvatore, Joseph. You follow me? Like
I do.
So we're named from grandfather to grandson, grandfather to grandson, and that's been the whole time in the Ruffino family. And there's always got to be one male that.
Your mom is still alive, right?
My mom is still alive. Yeah. My mom's going to be 82.
God bless.
Thank you.
But I understand the Russell thing because now you're doing the same thing.
Well, that's
and
how.
That's impressive.
A lot of Italian families do it the way you just said. In my family, my Uncle John named his first son John. My grandfather John named his first son John. My Uncle Brian named his first son Brian. My father named his first son Robert. So
that name carries on.
And
that's the mentality.
My brother Robert named his son Robert, so he's Robert III. So that was another reason why I kept it Russell and Russell. Wow. Because everybody in my family, all the fathers named their children after themselves. I didn't want to break it, but like I said, I didn't want to go against my parents as well. So, I mean, they named me Russell. That was their choice. So I was like, I'm going to name my son Russell too. My son actually.
Well, before we get into pizza, though, what's a good Buffalino story you could tell us? I mean, yeah, come on, no holds barred, nice family entertaining event, something. I mean, the guy's a legend.
Okay, I'll
There's a lot more, in my perspective of how would I put this in there? He was a lot more than whatever is explained about him. He was a lot more strength.
The story.
Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say, like, you always think about that Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area, but nobody gives it enough credit. You don't see, you don't see in the media and stuff and movies and things. They don't. They kind of like go over it.
He was very quiet, very powerful.
Yes,
that's the story. That's the stories I got of him. Now, I'm only going to be 47 years old, so I'm young compared to his time.
Right.
And I'm also young compared to my parents' time. But when you hear the stories, whether my father told me them, his friends told him, or just people in the area, he was definitely, I mean, number one of the most genuine guys. If he was your friend and you needed something, he helped you out. He helped your family out. He would help his friends out. There would be nothing he wouldn't do for his family or friends. So he was a genuine guy.
Yeah.
But the stories that I've heard about him, he was also very powerful. And
you have to be.
He was
I mean, think about it.
Very quiet.
Think about, when you look what's surrounding him. You got New York City, you know what I mean? You got Chicago's over here. You got Buffalo's over here. You got Philadelphia's over here. And this guy's got this whole portion of Pennsylvania, that nobody's really speaking of. It takes a lot of power.
Right, he does. I mean, in our area where we're from, I mean, he had complete
control
and
oh yeah, I know. I always find that impressive.
The stories about him do expand throughout the whole country.
Did he live in Old Forge?
No, he
lived in Pittston.
He lived in Pittston. Yeah, Pittston, like Exeter, Pittston border.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, down that way, right off the river.
It's not really that far away from Old Forge.
Probably about 8 miles from us, 7 miles. Yep. Yeah, it's 2 towns down.
Sorry, by the way, the food ran through me. So for all the guests, why I left, I was like, and when you're sitting there and you're like, oh shit.
The food or my pizza, not my pizza.
No,
we
ate before you.
We had a smorgasbord before you came.
No, I'm only teasing.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm not gonna last here.
It's really fucking.
So how did you start into the business? Did your parents own this?
When did your parents open? Well, when you were born, they had the pizzeria?
No. Before I was born, my parents had a place in Old Forge called Fred's, and they bought it off the Tallarico family.
Okay.
They actually opened up later on. The father, Fred Tallarico, opened up a place called Family Affair up in Taylor.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, Family Affair. Great business, great family.
Yeah.
Too.
That was years ago.
Yeah, Family Affair. Yeah, this is going back even before I was born.
Yeah.
So my father buys the restaurant off of Fred Tallarico Sr. And it was just a little corner place in Old Forge, right where the CVS is now. And they only had that business for about 6 years. And then after that, my father was pretty much self-employed his whole life. And my mother was, she was a housewife. She raised
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, that's the way you want to see it.
She's raising 4 kids, right?
And my mother I mean, not just because she's my mom, and I mean, I love my mom to death. My mom, you know, she's that hardcore Italian. She has a little bit of Slovakian in her, tough, loving, caring. You know, she's a great woman.
Yeah.
So, they had no restaurants after that. My father was involved in a couple like bars and clubs around town.
Always in Old Forge and surrounding
yeah.
areas?
You know, Forge, he was involved with one of his friends out in Pittsburgh. They had a disco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the
That's pretty cool.
mid-set, yeah.
The 70s, nonetheless.
Oh, that's when
disco was
nice.
huge, right?
Yeah.
I wish I lived.
Come on.
Mid-70s.
Oh, we're going to go on the floor.
This is the name of it. You ready? Fantastic Plastic was the name of the disco.
Come on.
Fucking love it.
Fantastic Plastic.
Oh, what are we using tonight, baby?
And his partner.
And glass tables, probably.
Well, I wasn't alive back then, and there's not many.
No, I'm
photos.
saying if you asked them, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You see,
definitely.
you think
awesome.
70s
that
disco,
old
the
old
movies,
style.
you guys,
Yeah.
but glass tables.
All of a sudden, Donna
the
Summer
chairs.
comes on. Oh, come on, and we go to the floor.
And his
By the way,
partner,
the hands up.
And his partner what?
his partner, the only name I've ever known him by was Wango. That was his partner's name.
Wango?
Wango. That was the connection in Pittsburgh. That was his partner in Pittsburgh. That's all I ever know. He's in my father's
Imagine us
You'll
being
see.
Pizza Fellas
Because
podcast in a disco.
in that cookbook.
In that era.
In that cookbook, my father has 14
Me and
recipes
Antonio be on the floor.
So you got 14 recipes in this cookbook.
and 14 stories. Each
Each with a story.
each dish
Oh, that's
I
it. That's
can't
cool.
Marino's in there too.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Each dish.
Each chapter, which you could
like
say,
the
it's
rug?
a different chapter.
Yeah, each dish goes along.
Oh, we're going to
with
make
each
some of
story.
this Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look at this.
It's a
Wise
really
guys
good book.
love to cook. All right. Can people get this book?
Yeah,
Can they
it's
buy it?
Well, we sell it at the restaurant. It's also on Amazon.
There you go. On Amazon. Wise guys love to cook.
And coincidentally,
We got aprons.
he gave us aprons.
Oh, man. I'm going to wear this.
It's like
I'm
we
going to
went
wear
to a
this with
store.
no underwear. I swear to God.
The Cafe Rinaldi
Here
shirt.
we go.
Yeah, I brought you a couple different styles.
Great.
That shirt has a lot of the places from Old Forge on it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And then we have one or two of
Oh, that's pretty cool.
one or two
That's
of
a
our
nice
own
short.
there as well. Yeah.
Good,
Get
good
your
like
stuff,
nostalgia
hang it
for
over
your
here.
old Forge or
Yeah.
something.
What are you doing over there? I'm thinking about how I'm going to dance around.
You might have to make
Dude.
that a little bit longer.
A little bit.
There
So
we go.
So we get into the business. Me and my
Very nice.
my brother Ricky. At the time, I was 19.
What year?
1996. A year out of high school. I was a year out of high school. He's 2 years out of high school.
What pushed you in that direction? So when you were in high school, were you working in restaurants? What were you doing?
Well, I started working in my first restaurant next door to me. Right now, it's currently Cusimano's, owned by good friends of ours, but it was Brutico's. And Brutico's was they've been there for like probably since the 40s.
Well, shout out to Cusimano's. I mean, it's a well-known restaurant up
Yeah.
there.
Great
you know,
place,
you have
great
to.
family.
Everybody up there. It's amazing how well-known.
do you guys all get along up there?
Everybody gets along.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna
Awesome,
be honest with you. 5 minutes ago, me and you were standing over there in the corner talking. TJ Cusimano and Nina, they're the owners of
Right.
Cusimano. His manager calls me just now. We're closed. They're open.
Yeah, I heard. I
She
heard.
called me. She said, "Is there anybody over at the restaurant? I know you're closed, but we need to borrow some napkins. We ran out of napkins. We had a real busy weekend." I said, "I think my brother Bobby's over there now. My brother Bobby's getting his kitchen remodeled, so he's been cooking at the restaurant, bringing food home
home.
for him and his wife."
Yeah.
And so I called my brother Bobby real quick. I said, "Let me call Bobby. I'll see if he's over there." So Bobby is over there. He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll call TJ right now." He said, "I'll run him over whatever he needs." Oh yeah, though every place in Old Forge, there's not a place in Old Forge that
That's
each place
great.
does not get along with your.
Man,
That's the way it should be.
That is.
The pizza places in Lehigh Valley. You hear this?
That is. And I mean,
This is how we
it's
should be.
everybody's.
And
boom,
how
boom,
many
boom.
and how many restaurants, pizzerias in that area? Let's say, what is it, like a mile stretch?
I'd say probably Old Forge the whole way is about, I mean, our main street, maybe about a mile and a half.
Yeah, you blink your eye open and you
Right,
passed
yeah,
it.
that's
How
it.
many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right now, there's 8.
8. There's 8.
And all of you get along.
Everybody gets along. Everybody gets along. Everybody sees each other. If you go out at night, everybody patronizes everybody's place.
That's what I'm
Everybody
talking
orders
about.
Takeout off everybody. You bar off everybody. I mean, Old Forge is. I mean, you hear it a lot if you're from our area. If you're not from our area and you hear like how we're talking today, I mean, Old Forge, and not to say anything about any other towns.
No.
But Old Forge is it's a really unique place.
It is unique.
It's
It's 100% unique.
Everybody's family. Everybody helps each other out.
I can tell you a story.
Everybody's willing to do whatever somebody needs.
We know, me and Antonio, we were laughing about something the other day we were talking about, but we know about a family, like, one family member had a place. He's killing it. I mean, killing it, not missing a moment. God bless him, knock on wood. All of a sudden, another family member opens up like 2 miles away in a location that's going to kill it because the area needs another spot. He's killing it. The moment he opens, boom, nobody talks. You understand? It's like he's 2 miles away.
Right.
Up there, everybody's on top of each other. Like, that's such a how would you say, like, that's unbelievable. Like, down here in the valley, you got family members that may disconnect just because I'm making phenomenal money. You now open up, you're making phenomenal money, but how dare you open up by me?
Well, this is the other thing
You didn't choose to open it.
Right, no.
Like, what the hell is that?
This the other
And to
thing
see
about
that up in
Old
Old Forge, it's so admirable. It
It's-
really is. It's admirable.
Like I said, it's a great place, and I mean, not just because I'm from Old Forge, and not just because I know everybody there, and I've been around there, but I mean, all the business owners. I mean, not only in the restaurants, but we're talking about food and restaurant now. I mean, all the owners. I mean, are I mean, everyone's dedicated to their place. Everybody's hardworking. Everybody. As far as getting along, I mean, it's like one big family. I mean, if you're not related, and a lot of people are related in Old Forge, that's the other thing. I mean, there's a lot of cousins, distant cousins, first, second cousin. I mean, there's a lot of family related. Yeah. But I mean, even if you're not, I mean, the whole town, when you're in Old Forge, it's just like your family. Like if you guys came up to any one of the place, not just mine, and because I met you here, if you guys went up, I mean, you just get treated like you've been there already. They know you, they take you, and they accept you.
The funny thing is, too, like, we've been to a couple places, and, sometimes when the waitresses come out, you can see they've been there.
Right.
They're working
They're
there.
part-
They
they're
have
part of the
stake
house.
in the game.
Well,
You understand? Like, the employee
They're
has stake
statute.
in the game.
Yeah.
They do.
You know what I mean? This isn't my first day. I've been here.
I have.
And they know if you're not a regular. Like, if you're
easily.
just passing
Easily.
through.
Oh, they know,
like,
yeah.
They're just stopping in. You can
They
just
look
see
at
it.
you like you're an illegal immigrant.
Yeah, like, watch, and they watch you, like, you know what I mean? Like, making sure you're okay.
Like we were asking for slices.
In a good way.
And they're saying cuts. What the fuck is a cut? It's a
Yeah,
slice.
you remember that?
No,
Yeah, that's the first time. I had no
a tray.
idea.
Trey.
The lingo, here's the best
I
part
was like,
about,
Trey, just give me a large pie.
Listen,
bro.
the best part about pizza is like the cheesesteak game, right? The cheesesteak game, you go to Philadelphia, it's whiz, right?
Right.
You come to Lehigh Valley, which is what?
American cheese
American
sauce,
cheese.
hot peppers, pickles.
You go start going towards, and you're eating it here with a fork first, and then, and you got sauce
Then
on it
you
and all
get
that.
into it.
Then you start going up that way, and it changes again. And it's just like pizza. The same thing. You got Scranton, American cheese, Cooper. You start moving down a little bit. You got cheddar, brick, American again. Now you start going into Wilkes-Barre. Now you're using mozzarella, this, that. And now you start coming this way. Now, if we had your pizza, which was excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent.
Light, great. Now you bring your pizza here. Sorry, Joe. You bring your pizza here. They're going to look at you like you have 20 heads.
Right. Oh, exactly.
But
Exactly.
we appreciate it because every pizza is different in almost every town.
Well, what's the best pizza you ever had? It's what you grew up on.
Correct.
Right.
So the thing I always say to people is when they come in and they're talking, especially because in the last 10 years, I mean, the grading system, and Dave Portnoy, shout out to you. He made us all evolve to something better. I think we all are more.
He's watching us. He's right behind.
We're all more characterly watching our pizza. But what some of the consumers don't realize is when you go in and you're eating a pie, like for us right now, saying cuts versus slices, tray versus large pie, understand what you're going into.
Right.
Right.
Understand what you're eating and then evaluate it on what that territory, what that area is. And that's how you make a great evaluation of pizza.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
There's no
bad pizza.
I don't like it because it's not New York style. Here we go. We're dancing. At a time.
Just let it go through.
Let it play
we'll
through.
Edit it out. Don't worry. Just let it play through. Forgot to remove it.
I like it.
Yeah, sorry.
So-
So, what we
Wake
do?
you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Back to what we were saying is, when you go in there, no, if you're going to eat a New York style pizza, that's what you're going to eat. You're going to eat a Sicilian style pizza. That's what you're going to eat. Old Forge. That's what you're going. You go to Baltimore and they got the steel pans with the pizza in it. And you're eating that pizza.
You go to Ohio,
Chicago
Provel.
stuff.
They're using Provel cheese.
Yeah, Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri is big.
Ohio as well. Or
We
provolone
were
and all
at
that.
Star Tavern in Jersey, right? Phenomenal pizza. It's a tavern pie.
It's a tavern pie.
Do you understand? Like,
It's a bar
understand what you
Exactly.
It's a bar pie
It's a bar
that's
pie.
phenomenal.
Now you're going towards Connecticut and all that. Guess what you're eating? Coal fire.
Yeah. So when you go to what the heck's
Frank Pepe's?
Frank Pepe's? I've been to Pepe's a few times. So when you go in there, you know the full sheet trays.
Yeah.
So that oven, that dough is so floppy. It's got to be at least a 90% hydration. All right. So very loose, sloppy. They put it down. When it comes out, it's on a full sheet tray.
Right.
You eat the clam pie. This is phenomenal. Know what you're going to eat. Or if you go to Sally's a Pete's, know that you're getting that pie's going to be dark.
What they consider here burnt is
That's the
what it is
pizza.
there. What they consider in NEPA up there in that, because you guys light bake it almost, right? To a degree, you're not burning it, right?
We don't burn it. We get it like a golden brown.
Oh, golden brown.
And you achieved that today.
And you achieved it today.
You achieved it. Listen, that
in an
pie,
oven.
You
In
got
that
a
oven.
golden pie in an
Thank
oven
you.
that you don't use. You achieved it. You went back in.
That was good household oven, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
mean,
but you
baked
pulled it
good.
off. Like you did a great job. Honest to God, I'm so proud of having you here in my house.
Thank you.
It's
I
a great
appreciate
pie.
that, and I appreciate being
So
And
here.
I'm not blowing steam up
No,
your ass.
no.
Like, fucking awesome, man. I had a good time eating. I ate 3 slices.
I started making pizza when I was 14, 33 years.
Three what?
3
A
cuts,
cut.
cocksucker.
Oh, okay.
I had to lean into the microphone.
Yeah. So you open up, or not open up Cafe Rinaldi, but at 96 you're out.
1996.
Yeah.
A year out of school, 19. My brother Ricky's 21. We opened a place called Rinaldi Pizza Company.
Oh.
It's across the street from us in a little strip mall.
Okay.
There's a laundromat there.
Okay.
There was Blockbuster Video was there.
At the time?
At the time, it was great.
Who didn't go to Blockbuster?
Who didn't go to Blockbuster?
Let me tell you something. And we talked about it on Brian's podcast about a month and a half ago. Blockbuster Video and 2 doors down with a restaurant pizza shop. And we only sold a few dinners at the time. We
Hand in
It
glove.
was more pizza, a lot of hoagies. We were open up from 11 to 10 at night, 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Blockbuster Video, Old Forge in general with a restaurant or a good pizza place, I mean, there's good foot traffic, there's good takeout.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
good drive up.
There you go.
But with Blockbuster Video next to you,
Forget it.
It was hand in glove at the time.
it was.
Who wasn't going to Blockbuster
Right.
in 96?
And I give the credit to my brother Ricky because he's the one who decided to open up this pizza shop. And he actually was like, "Do you want to open a pizza place?" He said, "Because I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, and what are you going to do with yours?" I go, "I don't know what I'm going to do with mine either."
Well, what was he doing at the time?
Nothing. He was 21 years old. He was just. I was just turning 19. He was just turning 21.
Okay.
So I'm a year out of school. He's 2 years out. He wasn't doing anything. I mean, unless I can't remember, unless he had a side job or something back then, I don't remember. But
Yeah.
nothing. And he wanted to do a pizza place. So he's
Yeah.
like, "You want to do an Old Forge pizza place with me?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "What am I going to do?" I said, "I don't." He said, "Well, you'll make pizza, we'll dishwash, we'll do some hoagies." Actually, his best friend, Frankie Isadori, who has his restaurant now called Amadeo's, it's in Music, but he had a place originally in Forge, but he bought a bigger place and he moved up to Music. And
Actually, we passed Amadeo's.
Amadeo's, that's
No, we
Frankie.
Was it No, Armeda's.
You might have
No,
passed.
it was Amedeo.
Amadeo's is in
Yeah, because
in
I said
Music.
that's a nice name.
in
Actually,
Music?
I thought I was like, I
Next-
like that.
Next
That's
to
a nice name.
Garrity's. Next to Garrity's Supermarket.
That's it.
And
That's it.
it's crazy because...
That's it. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about like being Old Forge, close knit family. Frankie named his restaurant Amadeo's after his grandfather. his grandfather and my father's father, my grandfather John, were best of friends.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, they used to hunt together, fish together, make Dago Red together, homemade wine.
Dago Red.
They did everything together.
I haven't heard that.
I always say that.
What the fuck? Where'd you pull that one from? Dago Red. Yeah.
What is it?
Dago. Dago Red is wine.
Dago Red.
What Mike brings us
homemade.
from Hazelton.
It's homemade Italian.
Yeah, but
red
I've
wine.
never heard someone call
What?
it that.
Uncle
Dago
Mike
Red.
calls it Dago Red.
Yeah, he might. I just was too. fucked
Dago
up
was
with it.
another name for an Italian, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I drank a jug
You're
of
a
that one
Dago.
night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dago.
Dago.
I
They put you under the table.
I thought I was hallucinating.
A
Oh,
wop.
shit.
Wop
It was like
Dago.
dropping acid.
Jug,
I'll tell you.
a jug.
I thought it was back at Shawnee. I took mushrooms and I was like, did a freaking jump off the ski. They blew out of my
God.
boots. I was like,
I don't drink anymore, but when I used to drink the Dago Red. It's a whole different.
I
experience.
stopped drinking it. I was like, that stuff is serious.
Strong.
Strong.
These guys that sit there with the jug next to them,
My
lift
gra-
it up and can pour it and just drink the jug for the day.
Now my grandfather
A
used
little wine glass.
Yeah.
my grandfather used to make his own. This is going back 20s, 30s, 40s. He used to make his own. He carried a jug around him right next to him, like you just said.
Yeah, I witnessed guys.
He used to have an imprint of a ring on his finger his whole life from carrying it around. He took it everywhere he went. He took it out into the woods hunting. They took it over their friend's house. They took it from
They
the
go
kitchen.
red in the
Oh,
woods hunting. Hold on, before shoot the deer.
drinking it all the time. And he wasn't the only one.
Go
This
get
is-
it. The
No, it
motherfucker.
was.
This all was back
You know,
then.
and
I know
it's
you're
funny.
right.
This all
It's
was.
funny you say that. There's what's the fucking thing called? Marazzi's, the meats.
Oh, the meat, yeah.
So everybody made their own super sod. What do they call soup? No, what is that?
Lonza, super
Well, yeah, Lonza's. They go red. So they're like back in the old country per se, right? Per se.
Yeah.
So
you don't see guys like that nowadays.
I wish I did.
there's a lot.
No, you don't
we have a-
see like on a regular basis like that's like ooh. But I love guys like
There's
that.
a few guys left in Old Forge, and they're not much older than I am. I mean, 60s, 70s. They still make their own wine. I mean, we have a guy in Old Forge. He's our tax collector, Gary Perpersi. His family had a bakery, Liberty Bakery. I think he's about 70. Garrett, I don't want to make you old here, so don't get mad at me.
He does his taxes for
He's
the whole
55.
neighborhood.
He's 55.
No,
We're gonna call him
I'm
55.
just-
No,
joking.
he's the tax collector.
Oh, collector. I thought you said.
No. He's the elected official tax collector for the borough. But his family had a bakery, Liberty Bakery, down on Orchard Street. It was there for ages, and he still makes the wine. A lot of the restaurants in Old Forge, including myself, we save our wine bottles for him.
For him?
Yeah. Well, for
Right.
whoever else. My
Yeah.
father had a good friend. He's a
Right.
little older now, Nicky Lamberti. He used to make his own wine too. I don't know if he still does. We used to save the bottles for him. But a lot of the restaurants in Old Forge, because you go through a lot of gallon
Just
wine
think about
bottles.
what he's saying. We save the wine bottles for them. What camaraderie!
Right, yeah, we save.
You
What
know,
a
it's still a
community.
strong Italian presence there.
What a community! It's like you dropped a piece of Sicily or Naples or
Bari.
Bari. I mean, you dropped it down there.
As we're talking right now, when Angelo and his father came to the restaurant in Bryan to meet me, on my back porch right now, I have about 6 or 7 bottles. Gary
For him?
Yeah, or Gary, or one of the other guys in town who still make it. We have about maybe 3 guys I know in the area who still make it. And they just swing by, and they'll swing by my place. They swing by TJ's, Angelo's, whoever leaves them
That's
out for them.
awesome.
And they just come and get them whenever,
That's
whenever
why
they have
when
time.
people ask me about Old Forge, I say I fucking love it. And when I'm at Biagio's, and the people, I had no knowledge of this, but I had when we were there those few times. That just what I get from the whole vibe of that little town,
And it's a
is
clean
what
town.
you're saying.
Very clean.
Very
You
clean
know,
town.
it's like
Yeah.
that to me is wow.
Yeah, it's
a
clean.
piece of heaven.
It's no, it is.
It's a piece of heaven. You have to say it. I
It's
hear
a
what you're
great town.
saying.
And you know, and it's nice to hear that, obviously, from people who aren't from there, people who either pass by or visit,
Right.
or people maybe just researched it too. You know what I mean? I mean, it's nice to hear like.
I'm a
you say
vibe
something
guy. Like
that.
you going somewhere, you feel like when people come in.
Yeah, you can feel it.
You finally you want to feel what somebody's giving you.
You could read
You know what I
people,
mean?
see them.
When we went there, it was just spectacular. It was like when we parked in that parking lot where it says
Pizza capital of the world.
yes.
That's Mark and Angelo Janelle's.
right, but parked there, and I just sat there, and I'm standing. I'm like, wow. You know, I got a chill right now in me because I'm a pizza guy. Like I just love pizza. I don't give a care what kind, but I love pizza, and I love when I see pizza people, and I love when I see the whole pizza atmosphere. When you go there, it amazed me And the one thing that you answered today, because I sat there and I'm saying to myself, they're all on top of each other. Like, do these guys talk? Are they friends? And you just like so many questions that I had at that moment, just standing there. My mind's going, bzz, 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 bzz. You've answered every one of them.
There's not, like I said,
that's a great atmosphere to work in.
Who doesn't get along with each other, doesn't support each other.
It's great.
Right.
Just a napkin story today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's down here in Allentown, and so you're sending napkins to your neighbor. Like, that's spectacular.
Well, there's a lot of times. There's been times I called him for something, and he's like, "Yeah, just go over. The door's open. Run in the kitchen, grab it. You know, if he's off or closed, or I'm the same way. If the kitchen door's open, go get it. Run upstairs if I have a 10 and get a key off him. Let him in.
Yeah.
But you guys leave the kitchen door open? No.
You guys closed?
Yeah.
My kitchen. Well, like I have a lot of guys who work for me. They go in a lot. You know, if they're doing orders, they're doing. I mean, my family's right there in Old Forge. A lot of family, so we're always in and out of the places.
Gotcha.
I mean, like today's Sunday, we're closed. But like my brother Bobby was in and out there probably 3 times today. My mother was down there twice. I was there. You know, like sometimes I have one of my cooks who lives upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, most of the time, especially during the day, it's probably open. People are always in and out, you know, doing something.
So you guys open 96. You get going with your brother.
96, we open over at the pizza shop, and we're over there for almost 3.5 years.
What was your first menu? What was your first menu like?
First menu, we just had a few dinners on it. I mean, we had all the Old Forge pizza, you know, and with the toppings, Old Forge red and Old Forge double crust white. And then we had a lot of hoagies. We had cheesesteaks, chicken parm hoagies, veal parm, egg parm hoagies, Italian hoagies.
Yeah.
And now up there, they chopping the steak?
Yeah.
Like, you chop it fine?
Well, no, what we used to do with ours, I mean, there's only one hoagie place right now in Old Forge. But when we made our hoagies, we used to get the ribeye, flash freeze it, slice it on the slicer.
Yeah,
Like a whole ribeye.
Whole ribeye, yeah. Whole ribeye, flash freeze it so you
Yeah,
can slice
so
it.
you can slice it.
And then as you slice it, you know, portion it on the wax paper. And then for each one, when you need it, when you put it right on the griddle, go right at it.
And just serve it like that. You're not chopping it, just let whatever comes goes in the sandwich.
Well, chop it a little bit, but not like fine, you know.
Not like ground beef.
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
Yeah, the Valley's big for chopping fine.
And at the time, when we were open for those 3.5 years, Frankie, which was, well, he's my best friend too, but he's my brother Ricky's best friend. They grew up their whole life, and they're only a year apart. He was our first cook. And my brother cooked too, but I did like pizza and dishwashing. Ricky did like pizza and hoagies, and Frankie did like cooking, and Ricky helped Frankie. There was only 3 of us in the kitchen when we first started.
Okay.
We had my Aunt Judy answering the phone. We had 8 tables, so we had 1 waitress at a shift. That was it. I had my father's, at the time, this was my father's second wife. Her sister-in-law worked. My girlfriend at the time, she worked. And we might have like 1 other waitress.
Wow.
And actually, the 1 other waitress who was there in 96 is still with me.
Come on.
Yeah,
Wow.
Tracy
Wow.
Barkowski, great girl, great waitress. I mean, she's not the only one, but like people call up to come in today.
Ask for her.
They do. I mean, they ask for not just her, but I mean, they'll ask for the other girls or the other guys who are working that night. But I mean, they specifically people call up. I mean, like, is she working tonight? Is this one working tonight? But they do.
People still do that. You see that?
They do.
Yeah,
They
that's
want them-
freaking awesome.
So I'm gonna give you some lingo right now, right, Russell?
Go ahead.
How much do you sell? How many cuts do you get out of your tray? Did I say it right?
12.
Yeah.
12
And what do you
cut tray.
sell that for?
Sell what? A cut for?
No, the tray.
$17.75 plus with tax.
You get $17.75 plus tax.
Yeah.
And what about your double crust?
$19.95 plus tax.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
What do you sell a cup for?
$1.50.
Okay.
All right.
And every place in Old Forge is usually
The same price?
same price. Usually maybe like 50 cents higher, 60 cents
Do you
lower.
guys talk amongst yourself about like where the price should be?
Sometimes the places in Old Forge, when during the pandemic, we talked a lot. We talked a lot during the pandemic because, like we said in the beginning, when I first met you here in the garage, I mean, everybody had to adapt, change, and like
Sure.
revamp-
Yeah, I agree.
revamp
I
all
talk
kinds
to
of
a
stuff.
lot of people because we were on the forefront of it.
Yeah.
So right away I started, and I had already equipment in the shop to handle with hot. We have hot burners, where we put the food on and it stays hot. So I have like, I could store, when you look at all the shelves, probably like 60 feet of hot food. So I bought that because of our takeout from just our normal business. But I started to talk to people, do this, do that, do this, even teaching people how to handle curbside. Because curbside is no different than a counter. It's just you're sitting in front of a car. Like, what can I get you? You know, so
we did it too.
And I just got on the phone, started talking. Whoever was shut down, called them up, get open, do this, do that. I mean, I talked to guys that, like, you can't be open because you don't have food. Bring some potato chips in. You know, get candy bars. Get food inside your cigar shop.
Did your prices go up during COVID?
No.
So you guys all talked and you just kept it.
I mean, we talk in general, but during COVID, we were really talking with each other, and like we said, we always help each other out no matter what. But during COVID, I mean, we were really a lot of communication going on.
Yeah.
A lot of people a lot of supplies being borrowed, a lot of food being borrowed. Sometimes, you know, you run out. COVID was very busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I take COVID for
And it was very
anytime.
And it was
That was great business.
It was a time of panic though as well.
Correct.
So, like,
You had to fight through it.
you
Yeah.
didn't know
You had
how
to be
much
mentally
of
strong.
what to order, and then it got really busy. You're running out of a lot of stuff. So I mean, people were I remember like 86 and stuff on my menu. Like, we were only open 4 to 8 then because the state made you close at 8.
Yeah.
So we were only open 4 to 8. But I mean, in those 4 hours, like the amount of food that we were putting out, and we weren't. I mean, every place in Old Forge. I mean, the amount of food that the restaurants in Old Forge were putting out was. I mean, it was just like. It was a wild.
Well,
wild
people were
time.
scared to go to the grocery store, so there was no food to go cook at
They
home
were scared to go
at first, and the only thing they felt
they
safe.
were limiting people too. So
Yeah, but I'm saying then you're like, what do I do? Let's get takeout.
It was so much was going on, and it just like
so
I looked
much
at it
so
as
fast.
you know what,
Yeah.
let's go, baby. I was just like, let's go, man. I was like, put on all 4 cylinders, and I put tape down on the floor, this and that.
too.
But it was crazy because
Cones on the sidewalk.
I could say this much:
The cops literally gave us cones.
Yeah, a U
because
line.
the takeout line was.
I
to
bought
Target.
so much equipment to direct traffic for the curbside.
Oh, right.
I still have it. It was like $10,000 worth of
I
equipment.
still have it too.
It's out my
bought,
shed,
the
right out
lines
back
you
here.
See in the bank, I bought signs.
Yeah,
I
we had signs.
The biggest
I bought
scam was
everything.
the fucking plexiglass people.
Oh my God!
I had the plexiglass.
Everyone
too.
did.
It cost me. The guy comes in,
they
puts up
made more money.
plexiglass. I was like, "How much
They
I have to
shut
give
up
you?" It was like
150%.
$4,000. I was like, $4,000.
Jump in.
Go ahead, jump in.
You guys ever play roulette in the casino before?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I used to be a dealer at the casino, and I used to deal roulette. And I told Tommy this story. Dealing fucking roulette with the plexiglass up on the table.
Oh my God.
You have all these degenerate scumbag players who play every fucking number. Buy it for $200, give you 200 singles, and they're spread out throughout the numbers. Their system is going to work, which is ridiculous. I had to do that for 8 hours a day, man. Like 3 people playing, having their money underneath the screen. Put that on 4. Put that on 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh
I told
my
my boss,
God.
Your shoulders
I told
breaking.
my boss, I go, get me off this fucking game. Because I put me on craps. Because I'll quit. I'll quit. All right, I'm good.
No, go ahead. We'll get it. It's a good transition. Yeah.
It's a great story.
No, it's a good transition. But go ahead, Matt. No, seriously, it's a good transition, Matt. Matt.
Don't worry about it, bro.
Brian,
Don't worry
sorry.
about it, bro. Matt's not a bad name.
No, I don't know why I kept saying that, but Brian,
The,
go ahead.
the plexiglass on the tables, it was just clown world at that moment. You know what I mean? Absolute clown world at that moment. People playing craps. You got 3 people playing craps at one time.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
You know,
if you think about it,
I'm just standing there with them on my ass, like, this guy's going to bet the same way all day. You know, you got fleas just waiting to play. That's a crazy business.
I mean, I remember when there was, you had the plexiglass, and then the dealer was wearing goggles, a mask, gloves, and then the plexiglass in front of her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? This isn't even enjoyable right now.
I remember-
you have to be a real degenerate to enjoy this.
Like
I remember when
if you see Biagio's, when you come, we have an open kitchen, okay? So we put plexiglass across where the counter is. So, we're covered. And then we have the glass where we put the pizzas. So I went with I had maybe 6 feet of plexi, and then we had another 7 feet over here where the other registers are. I'm behind the glass. I got 600 degrees ovens over here. I got the thing. Fucking mask is over here. I'm like, put your mask on. I'm like, what mask? I'm in my environment over here. Let me go. I was like, leave me. You're on the other side of the window. You know, I'm giving you your money here. I couldn't do it. It was crazy.
The best one was us.
Oh, when we eat. So we were at Biagio's. I've told this story many times on the podcast. So if you're there, the way this place is set up, it's just a rectangle. So table 1 and 2 is really where we conduct our business on a daily basis. You know, that's my office. I don't have an office there. So
I do. That's
your office. So you know, Angelo, you been there. Angelo, you sat at table 1 and 2. So we went in.
Mine's table 9 in my place.
Yeah,
is that?
So we had Bronzino or something. It was Bronzino. He brings him in from the fish guy over there, Lopez.
Lopez.
Shout out to Lopez. We've eaten so much of your food. He brings it over. So I make them, and we're eating Bronzino. Got maybe some potatoes and stuff. All of a sudden, the Grim Reaper starts walking. You're not allowed to eat in the. And I'm looking like, what the fuck is this? And it looks like the Grim Reaper. Come on. You can't eat in the.
This is a lady with fucking sandals with socks on.
And
right?
a long coat. Covered up.
I think she had like 13 masks on.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm eating my fucking fish. Get the fuck out of here. Leave me alone. I'm calling the police. Call the fucking Jesus Christ. I don't care. I mean, I want to eat. You're fucking disturbing my meal over here. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
He threw her out.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm eating Bronzino. I go night after. I can't even eat more. I got fucking fish stuck in my throat. I was the fucking craziest of crazy. Like
She was there for a party.
And there was no one in the restaurant.
No one in the restaurant.
But
Nobody.
I ate everything. Like,
She
I
walks
didn't
in.
stop.
It was like 3 o'clock, say.
No, she said, do you realize what you guys are doing? I was like, is this fucking woman talking to us? You have to have the mask on. Wow. I'm like, yo, this guy's going to hear you. He's going to fucking. He said, is she talking to us? I was like, yep.
There was no one else in the restaurant.
I'm looking around like, what's going on here? Like, I mean, I own the fucker. I eat. Where do you want me to fucking eat? The fucking plate man on the back and the fucking shitter? What am I doing? Taking the fucking Bronzino in the toilet, sitting there? I want to fucking eat fish.
What a joke. What a joke.
It was a joke.
What a joke.
Kicked her out of the fucking store.
All right, guys. Well, let's transition here. We're going to be back. We're going to take a 10-minute piss break. Got to go pee, get some things going. Then we're going to come back with Brian. I know I called him Matt. Sorry about that. Idiot. But we'll be back with Brian, and we're going to talk more with him and Russell and get into his story and what he does.
Really.
Russ, great job.
Amazing.
Your pizza was awesome.
Your pizza was
Seriously.
very
Cheers.
fucking good, man.
It was very, very good. I got to say, guys, go up to his place.
It's a cut, not a slice.
It's Cafe Rinaldi's, Old Forge, Pennsylvania. Not too far away from Allentown. If you want to take that, how long will it take you?
45 minutes.
Make the
45
trip.
minutes.
Make the trip because the town is legendary. And bring your appetite. I'm going to tell you this right now. Go from not just his place, support everybody. Park your car and walk. Because you know
get a cut from each.
Get a cut.
Yeah,
you're going to walk off the mile and a half
each.
this way, the mile and a half that way. By the time you're done, you got to ask one of them, can I use your bathroom? They can take a nice Scotty God, and you're done. And now you drive home.
I'm going to be honest with you. What you just said there's every week, once or twice a week, there's a lot of people who do what you just said. And it's every week. People are coming up, they do a pizza crawl, pizza tour.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Like a bar
Got to
crawl.
do it. Got to do it.
I had somebody there. I just had somebody there Friday night. They come in. Do you have a couple cuts? Yeah. How many you want? 2. Well, I was just next door. I had 2. I was down the street. I had 2 down the street.
Oh, awesome.
Or they'll get it to go. Or they'll come in. They'll sit at the bar. They'll have a drink, have a couple cuts. They're there for a half hour. Boom. They pop out. They go to the next place.
Yeah.
I know in my place, but every place in Old Forge, at least 1 to 2 times a week, there's a group of people, 2,
Popping
3,
in.
5, always doing it.
Yeah, it's the place to
Always
go.
doing
It really
and
is.
And you mentioned Dave Portnoy. He was in Old Forge.
Yes.
2019. A lot of people follow the One Bite app. And I'll tell you what, ever since he was there, it definitely boosted Old Forge pizza.
Oh, he's great for small business.
He's fantastic.
That guy, the Dragon Pizza guy who told him to get the hell out of here. You saw that video of the Dragon guy? Get out of here. I mean, listen, guy, get a bigger shirt because you got to get in shape. I mean, honest to God, piece of shit.
I remember that guy.
I mean, if you want to look good,
had a
maybe
Star Wars shirt on.
he'd be better off with a costume from Halloween
That
of
was-
Hulk Hogan.
That was
you know what I
normal,
mean?
though.
And make him look better.
Where he's from, that's normal.
Portnoy does a lot for the business.
When
He does.
Dave Portnoy was in town, I'll tell you, number one, what a gentleman.
A great guy.
He got along with everybody. He talked. Everybody loved him. Crowds of people, pictures, autographs, videos. He boosted Old Forge business for us, and I think everyone would agree. Everyone who has a place in Old Forge, fantastic.
And
Only guy I know that
Yeah,
sold his business for $600 million and bought it back for $1.50.
Right. And his one bite
All right.
app, his one bite app, we get people to this day. They follow it and they're like, they see me, they're like, oh hey, you were on with Dave Portnoy. I was. Yeah, they said, oh yeah, we follow the one bite app. To this day, people are still,
Yeah.
and this is 5-6 years later.
Yeah,
they're
it's
still coming to
Yeah.
our place in Old
He
Forge
did it. He
because
did
they
a
remember
good
that one
job
bite. They
in
did a
what he
fantastic
did,
job.
and you know that's not his style pizza.
Right, it's not.
You know, and he always says it's not my style pizza, and he'll call something. What's he called? It's drunken pizza. Sometimes he calls something.
whatever
He
he
has
calls
names for everything. You know, when he's eating
Football
around,
pizza and all
football
that.
pizza,
Yeah, bar pies.
bar
Yeah.
pie. You know,
A couple things.
but at the end of the day, I think he's evolved to a point now where he realizes the power of what he is, and he's even 10 times better for pizza because he knows
agree
what I
100%.
say it can change his business, but he does it in a really professional manner. And he's great for the industry.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, shout out to him. Shout out to Old Forge. We'll take a quick break here, finish up, and then we're going to come back with Brian. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
Great.
Actually, did you have a slice?
You should have told me get the blue one. Okay, you should have.
You know what he tells your mom yesterday?
It's a pizza
She calls him up and she goes, I've been trying to call you. He goes, yeah. My phone ran out of energy. What? Out of energy?
It did.
Battery.
Same thing.
Energy. Hey, what's up, guys? Pizza Fellas
It
Podcast.
doesn't have
battery.
energy, right?
Energy battery.
Pizza Fellas Podcast, episode 34. We're having a good time
Did
here.
run out of energy.
Talking about stories here.
Batteries.